All right, Rocky. I think we're good out here. Everything looks like it's rolling. All the lights seem to be on. I'm going to give a real slate this week. There you go. Haven't done that in, 3 weeks? Mm-hmm. There we go. We're real again.
Love it.
Not being lazy. All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle, your weekly What Streaming review show. I'm Andrew.
And I am Ted.
This week, Ted and I took on the Dink, Apple TV. 1 hour, and it was 1 hour 40 minutes. Yeah. All right, Ted, you want to tell people who's in this?
Yeah, starring Jake Johnson, Mary Steenburgen, Aaron Chen, River Beer, Ed Harris, Robert Rebetsky. These guys don't play big enough parts for me to say that out loud.
Right.
Chloe Feineman, Don Lake, Wayne Wilderson, Chris Parnell, Lennon Parham, who I played her husband in a movie. She is a lovely person and an extremely talented actress. Ben Stiller and his wife from the TV show Hey Dude, Christine Taylor.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I mean, she's also in Dodgeball and all sorts of things. She's great.
Who is she again?
Fortune Feimster's in here, and Steve Berg, and Patton Oswalt, and Tricia Simmons, and
he's huge.
Martin Cove, Christine Taylor. John McEnroe's in here.
Yeah, Andy Roddick.
Andy Roddick. There's a lot of people in here. That's Christine Taylor.
Yeah, I remember her. Who was she in the movie?
I don't remember.
I don't recall seeing her. Yes. She's the ex-girlfriend that he asked to come to the dinner.
No, that's not her.
That's not her?
It
must have been a memorable moment.
No, I remember seeing her. I just can't remember the...
I've watched this movie twice.
Well, let's look it up. Give me a second. I'll tell you.
Twice. All right. While he's looking that up, I'll tell everybody what this is about. This is about a washed-up wannabe junior tennis phenom who had an incredible serve but lacked every other talent when it came to the game of tennis, such as volleying and running. And the only thing he could do was serve, and his nickname was the Hammer. And his father was the trainer, who's played by Ed Harris, and who's now managing a private club. And he is the tennis pro at this club, pickleball is making a wave across the country, and there's a desire for more pickleball courts at this private club. And Ed Harris, who runs the show, he doesn't want pickleball there
to take over tennis.
Yeah, to take over tennis. And Jake Johnson, who is his son, he ends up. He ends up being the force to bring the pickleball because he falls in love with the sport himself. So, yeah. Anyway,
I forgot to say, Cleo King and Lynne Marie Stewart play the two older women that he.
And they're great.
They're great. I'll be honest with you. I love Jake Johnson. I think he's great. I think he's a great actor. He's very funny. Across the board, this is just performances are great.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great in this part. I acting wise, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie.
Like
it was a 90s. I felt like I was watching back in the day, Happy Gilmore, the first one.
Yeah.
It's not goofy. I mean, it's funny, but it's not goofy.
Right. It was well grounded in realism.
Yeah.
On all fronts, on the story, on the characters that are being portrayed here. I mean, there was nothing absurd about it. I mean,
no.
In the sense of, and that's a big plus for me when I watch a movie. I mean, I have just for whatever reason, I got to be standing on the ground of reality, and this movie does that. And so
when I think about comedy right? Like we've been talking about, maybe these comedies aren't. Sometimes I see something billed as a comedy. I'm like, I don't get it. It didn't hit for me. I didn't think it was funny. I think this is funny, but also it's just a normal movie. It's a sports movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like this type of movie more than I do. They're trying to be funny. No, it's a normal sports drama that funny things happen in.
Yeah, we've had a hard time finding funny comedies lately. I mean, they've been far and few between. And this was I laughed out loud watching this movie, and I felt while watching and at the end that it was so refreshing to actually watch a funny movie.
Yeah.
It really had been that long.
I mean, it's hard to find one, to be honest.
I mean, I'm not gonna give my number right now,
it's a little early.
But I came out of the gate watching this, and in my head, I was thinking in the mid to top 8s.
That's exactly where I'm going.
And I was just like, that was my initial visceral reaction to this. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I watched it again. And in between watching it the first time and the second time, I watched another comedy, which I'll bring up in my rewind segment here at the end of the show. So stick around for that. It's a good one. It's a real good one.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we thoroughly enjoyed watching it as well this weekend.
Okay.
So it kind of put this movie in perspective based off of that movie, which I really enjoyed way back when. And I really still enjoyed the other evening when we watched it. So it helped me develop my score for this one. But I guess my point is I was really emotionally taken back happily to finally watch a funny movie.
Yeah.
Right? I just, we just watched Master of the Universe. And
it was funny, but it wasn't, I mean.
I'm still sticking by it's a porn without the porn. So anyway, and it had comedy in it, but it wasn't funny comedy. This was funny comedy.
Yeah.
That's I hope I'm getting a point across out there because, there's funny and then there's funny. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's the difference between somebody falling down funny and somebody genuinely doing something funny.
Yes.
This was genuinely something funny. It wasn't somebody falling down funny.
Well, the writer's a UCB guy, and he wrote Workaholics and Ghosted and pretty much any successful comedy show he's worked on.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying, of the shows he's worked on, they're all successful comedies. So he's clearly talented. And
you just opened the door up for me because besides the performances being wonderful in this movie, and I'm going to skip over the next category of writing and go right to the directing. This was not poorly directed by any means, and
Nope.
and this was directed by John Greenbaum,
who did Bob and Star Go to Vista Del Mar.
Well, he's also the director of Spaceball, the new one.
Is he?
Yes. So he's got a big one coming out here. I mean, he is the vision behind Moranis' return to the big screen. So, but I'm not going to say the directing on this was anything spectacular. He hit all the points that you needed to hit in it. And matter of fact, there were actually some really wonderful directing moments that I noticed. And, instead of just opening the camera up and basically everything in field being in focus, he pulled focus a couple of times, which really made moments in this even funnier.
Yeah.
So kudos to him on that. But I'll tell you what, the acting, the directing, all of their success hinges off of one thing, and that was Sean Clement's extremely well written script.
Yeah.
That's the kudos right there. Mm-hmm. If you could give credit to anybody in this movie, involved in this movie, you have to give the success of this, majority of the success of this, to Sean Clements.
Well, you have a bunch of really funny, great actors. You know, like everybody. I mean, like Ed Harris is a goat. I mean, he's not a comedy goat, but he's funny in this. He's funny because he's so serious. But Mary Steenburgen, always good.
Always.
Everything she's in. It's just like you gave these people, and that guy that played PJ, his like tennis trainer, that guy was hilarious. What's his name? Chen. He was hilarious. The Australian guy.
All right.
What?
I thought that should have been you, Ted. No, seriously, I did. I was like, Ted Welch could have done that role.
Man, I just said off camera, they don't ask me to do comedy. They don't want me to do comedy. They just ask me to be angry and violent.
You're the funny straight guy, though, and that's what this guy was in this movie. I mean, he took everything so serious.
Yeah.
And you look at that, Ted. People who play angry and violent are serious people. And there's no reason that individual who's capable of doing that role can't play the serious straight man in a comedy.
I don't think I would, even if I were killing it, I don't think that I would be a good cast in this movie.
Oh, I do. I always know when, I don't know, about halfway through the movie and in his appearance, and you know what it was? It was the scene where they're at the swimming pool. And they got a music bed that's laid down. It's got a nice beat to it, you know, driving beat. And you see PJ here. Please, Aaron Chen. You see him walking out. He's obviously going to jump in the pool. You know they're at a pool, and he goes over and he gets up on the diving board. Right? He does one spring like he's going to dive in and. He does basically a U-shaped belly flop into the water.
And that's what
and that moment, well, no, the moment actually happened when he walked up onto the diving board. I was like, oh my God, that could have been Ted. That could have been Ted. So
I bet you Aaron Chen is the UCB guy.
Well, you know, it's all about everybody you know. So Just to jump back on the acting here, and I know it's not hard for him, John McEnroe was absolutely spot on with his delivery of his lines. And he kind of had this airplane character to him where he was just kind of whipping obscure items out, like either at the tennis match, and all of a sudden McEnroe's got a foot long.
And he had his pretzel.
And then he had this huge pretzel. And then there's this other scene where they're actually playing pickleball, you know?
Yeah.
And he's after the score had been settled. And that was, and he's got this oversized slice of a pizza.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it had that airplane kind of thing. And that's what I'm going to talk. I mean, that's why I'm saying this was so well scripted, because it picked out little nuances like that to bring in a John McEnroe. That there was no need for that character, but the addition of that character added so much to the movie.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when there wasn't a lot of Jake Johnson funny.
Yeah, it was serious.
Yeah, he was, yeah. And then the relief came in McEnroe's character. So, the same with Ben Stiller. He was in there at when Jake's role was very serious. Then Ben Stiller's character came in, and again, it's just touched in reality to the point that it's funny, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where I like this movie.
I loved it.
And my number on this movie is not. I had to put my number on this movie into perspective because I realized that I had had been in the Sahara Desert of comedy, and this was a big, tall drink of cool water for me.
Yeah.
And so it's not the greatest glass of water, and I'm putting that in perspective, that I've ever seen, but it was very refreshing. So, and I got another drink of water again when I watched My Rewind, as a comedy goes. So there we are. That's where I'm at on this.
You want me to tell my number first?
You sure can.
I give this a 7.9.
I'm a 7.7. I'm a 7.7 on this movie. Mm-hmm. Again, my initial thought put this thing in the 8s.
Yeah, I initially, till you just said it, it was going to get an 8.3.
Oh, okay.
But then I was like, let me level it, because I probably have.
Yeah, again, I was just trying to put it all in perspective of the things that I have seen. Everything's been so serious, or it's been a failure at this level of comedy. So I was really pumped on that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's. I'm a watch.
I'm 100%. I'm going to watch it again.
I've watched it twice already, and I will not hesitate to watch it again.
Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you should watch it. I'm a must watch.
Must. Apple TV, if I didn't say that, I probably didn't. This is an Apple TV original.
And they don't really do, Apple doesn't really do bad stuff, because they only do such few content.
Yeah, I think for the dollar, and I do put this in perspective, Apple comes out with one movie, feature, every month and a half. And it's as the kids say, it's a banger.
Yeah, because it is a banger.
They focus.
Yeah, I remember that one. The first one that they came out with was the
The Gorge?
No, Tom
Hanks.
And the dog and the robot.
Right.
And the whole movie was about, you have to let the dog live. You have to make the dog live. It was a great movie.
Yeah. No, they do really well with that. Now, the other thing Apple does really well at, I think, are their series.
Yeah, next week is Ted Lasso season 4.
Yeah, well,
new team, new girls soccer team. Who's ready?
I'm excited. Actually, no. By the time this hits the air, it's going to be out. So it August 5th.
Oh, exciting! I can't wait.
Right. No, so we'll be an episode into that. But Lucky with Anya is out.
It. You keep talking about it.
It's absolutely amazing. Another Apple TV thing. So I guess, I forget what Apple is, $15 a month. And
maybe.
And I think that it is worth every penny of that when I take into account I'm getting really good originals. Mm-hmm. And if I went, and I would go to the theater, and I'm a theater, go to the theater, support your local theater.
Oh, I went to the theater the other night.
Did you watch
The Odyssey?
The Odyssey. How'd they go? You like that?
Have you seen it?
No,
you should see it.
I should.
Yeah, in a movie theater.
Okay, in a movie theater, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't need to. I'll be honest with you. I didn't need to see IMAX, but I did. And I was getting a little motion sick a couple times. On that boat, I was like, oh, man. I had to look up once. I was like, my Lord, this IMAX screen is tripping me out.
That's what they say you have to watch it in.
Sure.
You have to. It's a must. But I think Apple provides one of the most bangs for your buck on watching it.
The most bangers.
Yeah. Again, it would cost, going to see this movie at the theater for myself and my wife. It would cost $15 if we did a matinee, and if we watched it at night, when you're supposed to watch movies, it would have been double that.
Yeah.
So it makes it totally worth the while. All right, I was a 7.7. Dad was
7.9.
7.9. It's a watch, Apple TV.
Yeah.
All right. This week is my rewind, and I'm going to, before I get into what it is, I want to come clean on something. I might be a little biased because I grew up a very, very big Elvis fan. I love Elvis music. I got it. I'm a product of the 70s, the early 70s. I even saw him in concert in 1974. Granted, I was only 6 years old at the time, but it was great. And I have been an Elvis fan ever since. So, and I realize that this is one of the reasons I love this movie is because this movie's soundtrack is basically an Elvis soundtrack.
Okay.
The movie is 1992 release, 1 hour, 36 minutes. You can find this on Tubi, which, by the way...
It's great.
Yeah. Especially for things like this.
Yeah. If you can't find a movie, go to Tubi. It's probably on Tubi.
Yeah. Well, after we watched this movie, it automatically rolled us into another movie, which was Marissa Tomei and Robert Downey Jr. in Only You.
Yeah.
Which was a phenomenal movie as well. But my rewind this week, Nicolas Cage, Sarah Jessica Parker, Honeymoon in Vegas.
Great movie.
It's an hour and a half long. It's a comedy romance. And besides Moonstruck, I think this is the best performance in this movie that Nick Cage has ever given.
I think he can do no wrong.
This movie is hysterical.
He's an exciting actor, the most.
So here it is in a nutshell, a synopsis of what this is. Nick Cage and Sarah Jessica Parker are boyfriend and girlfriend. He's nervous about getting married. She wants to get married. So much so, she'll basically, and I don't want to spoil anything here, but she'll marry anybody who asks her at this point. She feels her biological clock is ticking. And so to keep the relationship together, Nick gives in and says, let's just go to Vegas and get married. So they go out to Vegas. Once they get to Vegas, James Caan's character spots Sarah Jessica Parker's character, and she is a doppelganger for his wife who passed away from cancer, and he immediately falls in love with her. And so he lures Cage's character into a poker game, which wasn't supposed to be a high-stake poker game, but it turned into one. And Nick gets down about $65,000 to him. And to pay off the debt, he asks Nick, if your girlfriend will just spend the weekend with me, perfect gentleman stuff, I'll forgive your $65,000. And so Nick goes back to her and explains the situation to her. She agrees to it reluctantly, and while they're away, James Caan's character is filling her heads with all this made-up stories about her fiance and how cheap he is, and that he basically sold her off for $3,000, and she's like, "What?" when it was really 65, and she's also getting the perception that he's not really caring about her because she's trying to call him and contact him, and he's nowhere to be found. But she's not thinking that he's actually trying to chase her down, and so he's always one step behind her. But anyway, they end up back in Las Vegas. Incredible ending to a movie as far as I'm concerned, because there are people dressed in Elvis jumpers jumping out of an airplane on the strip.
I haven't seen this since then.
On the strip in Las Vegas, which is just incredibly funny. So anyway, Honeymoon in Vegas. I'm going to give this a rewind score. And this is why I had to go with a 7.7 on the Dink.
Okay.
Is because this movie's actually funnier. It's got more energy than the Dink does, but I couldn't see myself giving it anything more than an 8.4, which, by the way, was, before I watched Honeymoon in Vegas, was the score I was going to give the Dink. And so I had to put it all in perspective. This is definitely 7 points higher than the Dink. This movie's no more than an 8.4, which then made the Dink a 7.7.
Okay.
So there you go. And you can get it. You can find that on Tubi. It's free. You don't have to pay a subscription to Tubi. So you have to watch commercials, but they do a really good job of spreading them out and not over packing them with them. And, so.
Yeah, they're like every 20 minutes.
Yeah. So when I turned on Tubi to go watch this, right? It was in the watch
What?
bar as soon as you come on Tubi. Hey,
I made this for you.
I made this for you.
Yeah.
Ted's movie was right there on the opening screen.
I've had 3 or 4 people tell me that.
It was there.
Yeah.
It was right there. I was like,
Well, keep tuning in because they pay the best.
So, besides Honeymoon in Vegas,
Go see Hey, I Made This For You.
Hey, I Made This
If you want to see 2 middle-aged 38-year-olds talk about their feelings about like where they're at in their life and not becoming what they thought, you go watch that movie.
What I loved about and was reminded about Honeymoon in Vegas, watching Nick Cage, there were a lot of his mannerisms and gestures and this, that made me recall, oh my God, that's where I first saw that and has been emulated so much since that you forget that it was in there. So again, that's one reason I think Nick Cage's, this is one of, if not the best Nick Cage performance of ever. Honeymoon in Vegas. All right, Ted, you watching anything? Anything new jumping out at you?
Paige started watching some show, and I think she finished it in like 2 days. It was about a guy that got accused of killing his kid, but the kid was kidnapped, and that was Sam Worthington's in it.
Oh yeah.
She likes it. I watched one episode and I was like, I'm not into that stuff.
No.
I'm not into the true crime, like sort of thriller thing. That's not my thing.
Right.
I don't love it.
Okay.
But it's interesting. It is well done. He whispers every line. Whispers every single line, no matter where they're at.
He's a whisperer.
He'll be like, oh, they took my son. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like in
he's a mixer's nightmare.
Yeah, but like in a wide or a 2, you're not actually whispering things, but in a close up, you are.
Right.
He just does it the whole time. He never gets rid of this all the time. It's like, oh man.
Which would be a great comedy. It's got kind of a wide shot. You see him off in the distance there, and he's whispering, and then you cut to a close up to whoever he's communicating with, and they, what?
Yeah.
What do you say? What? Can you speak up?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening or watching on the YouTube. Please hit the like or subscribe button, follow on social. It really, really does make a difference. It does. It helps us. So, because Ted and I have egos that we need to feed.
Stroke my ego.
And every one of those likes or follows or subscribes, well, kind of pumps us up.
Yeah, it pumps me up.
All right. Till next week. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.